Welcome to the latest ConsuLab diesel engine bench. This is a brand new Cummins B6.7 with our new ConsuLink student learning platform. This product is designed for teaching diesel engine performance. You've got your data link connector to connect your scan tool. We've got a breakout box for the DLC. We've got a breakout box for every single pin going to the engine controller. So you can get in here with your multimeter, your oscilloscope, your scan tool. And compared to other products, this now has a student learning platform, the ConsuLink. So instead of having a fault box, we're now able to empower your students. So students can insert different case studies and scenarios all by themselves without the instructor needing to come down, find a fault box, find the key, and flip a switch. Let me show you how it works. So now that I've got the exhaust hooked up, let's fire up the engine and show you a little bit what we can do. We've got all our different inputs here, ignition key, DLC breakout box. We've got different data pins that we can pull up on the Murphy gauge. We can do the same thing with the scan tool. Now, engine's running great, no problems. With the ConsuLink, there are two different interfaces, one for the student, one for the instructor. The student is blue, we use the instructor key, it's orange. We can also access the instructor mode using a teacher pin. I don't remember the pin, so I'm going to use the key. So, using that, we can access different menus. In the student menu, case studies. I'm going to insert one of the case studies right now, and I want you to listen to the engine. You hear that difference? We've got a case study. It says the customer concern is the engine runs poorly and the check engine light is on. If we run another key cycle, I'm sure we're going to get a check engine light. We've got a warning indicator. Engine speed data erratic or intermittent or incorrect. We've got a problem here, and this was inserted by the student. So the student can go through, perform their diagnostic procedures, pull up their schematics, pull their codes with the scan tool, and go through and diagnose it. And when they're done, the student can reset the case study and be back to normal. Now that is just one of many ways that we can insert case studies and scenarios into ConsuLink. Let me show you the 5 different ways that we can interact with ConsuLink to insert case studies, faults, and scenarios. So first, what I just showed you. We're in the blue menu, student menu. Student can walk up to the product, touch a button on the touchscreen, and insert a case study. It's as easy as that. When the student does it, student can insert and they can remove without any interaction with the instructor. So the students can insert their case study, perform a diagnosis, and remove it. There's a second way that the students can insert a scenario or a fault or a case study, is here with scenario number. As an instructor, you can look in your instructor's manual and find one and say, well, I want my students to do the exercise 6642 today, whatever number it may be. And the students come in and they enter the number, and they have no idea what they just did, what they just inserted. When they do a case study, a normal one here, we give them instructions, we give them clues, a customer complaint. When they do it with a scenario number, they're going in blind. So those are the 2 ways that a student can insert faults and case studies into ConsuLink. Now I'm going to use the key. We could use the teacher pin, but I'm going to use the key. And we're going to use the key, get into the teacher menu. Those exact same case studies, here, I can insert them as an instructor. As an instructor, I have all the answer key. I know what scenario number it is if I want to assign it that way. But any of the faults, scenarios, and case studies I insert as an instructor, I take out my instructor key or I log out, and it's locked in. The students cannot remove it. So it's only an instructor that can insert and remove in that way. So we can do it there with those case studies. We also have instructor-led lessons. Now these are not made for diagnosis. These are made for demonstration to a group. Okay, so we have multiple instructor-led lessons that can be accessed through here. That's the 4th way. And the last way is manual fault insertion here. So we've got the standard faults, we've got advanced faults. All of these are available also intermittently. And one of the coolest features is that, let's say that you set up a bunch of faults that you wanted for exhaust gas pressure, accelerator pedal position sensor. and you really like that setup, you put them intermittently that they fail once every 5 minutes. You can create a case study, your own case study with those faults, enter in your information and assign it either as an instructor case study or a student case study. So that's the fifth way that you can insert faults, case studies, and scenarios with ConsuLink. To find out more about this intuitive solution for teaching diesel engine performance, check out consulab.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel to find out more videos just like this one.